Have you ever wondered why someone who seemed so into you suddenly pulled away? Here's the brutal truth. Attraction doesn't fade randomly. It's pushed away by subtle mistakes that most people don't even realize they're making. And the craziest part? These mistakes aren't big, obvious deal breakers. They're tiny habits, patterns, and behaviors that instantly kill interest, and you might be doing them right now without even knowing it. Welcome back to Unshakable You, where we break down the raw psychology of attraction, confidence, and self-worth, so you stop chasing love and start attracting it naturally. Today's topic is one of the most important, because it answers a question I know has kept you up at night. Why do people lose interest so fast? One day they're texting you non-stop, the next day they're cold. One moment you feel magnetic, the next you're invisible. In this video, I'll reveal the 5 subtle mistakes that make people lose interest instantly, backed by psychology and real-life patterns. We'll also talk about how to fix them without playing games, so you can stop sabotaging your connections and finally start building attraction that lasts. Stick around until the end, because mistake number 5 is the silent killer of attraction that almost nobody talks about, but once you recognize it, you'll never see relationships the same way again. Let me tell you a story that might sound familiar. Alex was charming, funny, and magnetic on the first few dates. But as soon as the excitement of new wore off, something shifted. He started texting more often, showering his partner with attention, trying harder and harder to impress. At first, it looked sweet. But soon, the other person began pulling away. What happened? Alex wasn't rejected because he wasn't good enough. He was rejected because he unknowingly started making one of the 5 mistakes that kill attraction: over-investing too quickly. And this story plays out every day. Sometimes it's over-explaining. Sometimes it's oversharing. Sometimes it's ignoring your own life just to prioritize theirs. Each time, interest doesn't fade, it dies instantly. And unless you learn to recognize these subtle mistakes, you'll keep wondering why people slip through your fingers, even when you feel like you've done everything right. Attraction isn't built on just looks, status, or charm. It's built on emotional dynamics. Think of it like a balanced scale. When energy is balanced, both people feel drawn in. But when one person tips the scale by overgiving, oversharing, or overchasing, the balance breaks, and interest dies. Why? Because humans are wired to value what feels scarce and respect what feels earned. When something, or someone, is too available, too predictable, or too easy to get, our brain subconsciously devalues it. That's why attraction fades not from big blow-ups but from small, invisible behaviors that slowly kill mystery, respect, and curiosity. Now let's get real about the 5 mistakes that do this instantly, starting with the first 2. Mistake number 1. Over-explaining yourself. One of the fastest ways to kill attraction is the urge to over-explain. You say no to a plan but immediately feel the need to justify it with a 5-sentence essay. You set a boundary but then soften it so they don't get upset. You share your opinion, but quickly add, "But if that's not okay with you, I understand." Here's the problem. Over-explaining screams insecurity. It tells the other person, "I don't fully believe I have the right to my own choices, so let me overcompensate." Psychologically, this drains respect. Confident people don't beg for their boundaries to be accepted, they state them calmly and move on. Every time you over-explain, you lower your perceived value and chip away at attraction. The fix? Stop apologizing for existing. A confident no is more attractive than a desperate explanation. Mistake number 2. Over-availability. Here's another silent killer: being too available. At first, always answering immediately or dropping everything for them feels sweet. It looks like commitment. But very quickly, it starts to feel smothering. Why? Because it signals your time and energy aren't scarce, they're free. Think about it. If someone knows you'll cancel your plans at the drop of a hat, where's the excitement in earning your time? Scarcity creates value. When your energy feels limitless and free, people subconsciously take it for granted. This is why people pull away when you care too much too soon. It's not that caring is unattractive, it's that over-availability removes the thrill of pursuit. The fix? Protect your time. Don't always be the first to text, don't cancel commitments, and don't make yourself an open book from day one. Your time is a privilege, not a guarantee. Mistake number 3. Oversharing too soon. It feels natural to want to connect fast, telling your whole life story on the first few dates, opening up every wound, spilling every insecurity. You think, if I'm vulnerable, they'll feel closer to me. But here's the psychology. True intimacy requires time. Oversharing too soon doesn't feel deep, it feels overwhelming. Think of attraction like a book. If you flip through all the chapters in the first few pages, the reader loses interest. Curiosity dies because there's nothing left to discover. Sharing your story is powerful, but pacing matters. Attraction needs mystery, tension, and gradual unfolding. When you dump everything at once, you rob the other person of the joy of discovery. The fix? Share, but in layers. Vulnerability is magnetic when it's gradual, not when it's rushed. Mistake number 4. Seeking constant validation. This one's painful but crucial. Nothing kills attraction faster than needing constant reassurance. It sounds like, "Do you still like me? You're not mad at me, right? I just wanted to make sure we're good." The problem? Constantly seeking validation signals insecurity. And insecurity creates pressure. Instead of feeling drawn in, the other person feels burdened, like they're responsible for managing your emotions. Psychologically, validation is supposed to be occasional support, not the foundation of connection. When you demand it constantly, attraction flips into obligation. And obligation kills desire. The fix? Build self-assurance outside the relationship. When you stop needing validation, the validation you do get feels more powerful, and genuine attraction has space to grow. And now we arrive at the most dangerous mistake of all. It's subtle, sneaky, and often invisible, but it kills attraction instantly and permanently. It's not about texting too much. It's not about caring too soon. It's deeper than that. Mistake number 5 is about losing yourself in the process of trying to keep someone else. This is where attraction doesn't just fade, it dies completely. And in the next section, I'll show you exactly why this mistake is the most destructive one of all, and how to stop it before it ruins your relationships. Mistake number 5. Losing yourself in the process. Here's the biggest mistake of all. Losing yourself while trying to keep someone else. At first, it looks like compromise. You start adjusting your schedule, your hobbies, your friendships. But slowly, you stop being you. You morph into the person you think they want, forgetting the person they were attracted to in the first place. Psychology explains this as self-abandonment, and nothing kills attraction faster. Why? Because attraction is built on authenticity. The more you erase yourself, the less magnetic you become. The fix? Never trade your identity for connection. A healthy relationship enhances who you are, it doesn't erase it. Now that you know the 5 mistakes, here's how to avoid them. Replace over-explaining with clarity. Say what you mean once, with calm confidence. Protect your time. Don't cancel your life to chase someone else's attention. Share in layers. Let connection unfold gradually. Mystery builds attraction. Build self-validation. Compliment yourself before you need theirs. Stay rooted in your identity. Keep your passions, friendships, and values intact. These shifts aren't about playing games, they're about building unshakable confidence that naturally attracts respect and love. Let's break a few lies that keep people stuck. If I give more, they'll stay. Right pointing arrow truth. Overgiving suffocates attraction. If I prove myself, they'll see my worth. Right pointing arrow truth. Proving weakens your value. Love means sacrifice. Right pointing arrow truth. Love requires compromise, not self-erasure. When you stop making these mistakes, something shifts. You stop chasing, and people start pursuing you. You stop begging for validation, and validation flows naturally. You stop losing yourself, and suddenly people are drawn to your authenticity. Confidence isn't about being louder or playing games, it's about being rooted in your worth. That's when you become magnetic. So here's your challenge. Which of these 5 mistakes are you guilty of right now? Be honest. Drop it in the comments. I want to see which one hit you hardest. And remember this. Attraction doesn't fade randomly. It fades because of these mistakes. But the moment you stop making them, you flip the script. If this video gave you clarity, smash that like button so more people can hear it. Subscribe to Unshakable You for raw truths every week about dating, self-worth, and confidence. And share this video with someone who needs to hear it, because the fastest way to change attraction is to change the way you see yourself. Because in the end, people don't lose interest in you. They lose interest in the version of you that forgets your own worth.